Hi there, if you're new, my name is Jenny and today we'll be doing the Booktube Newbie Tag. I recently started to see this circulating the Booktube world and decided that now I started making videos on YouTube, I should join in. So let's get into it. The first question is, why did you start this channel? I started this channel for quite a few reasons. One, I'd started making videos on TikTok and I was really enjoying it and I wanted to join the YouTube world so I could make some long form content. The other reason was that I have always wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I never really knew what I should make my channel about. For a good 10 years, I've been trying to decide what the subject matter should be, what I could talk about, and it's only recently occurred to me that as an avid book reader, of course I should be talking about all the books that I'm reading, all the books that I'm enjoying, and perhaps some writing videos thrown in there as well at some point down the line. The second question is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to the booktube world? I'd like to think that any video I post is unique because it's a video of my personality, my book interests, which might line up to some other creators, but generally it's all unique content because it's all personal to me. And hopefully along the way I can recommend books to you that you might not have heard of before, and many of you can find new book interests. The third question is, what are you most excited about for this channel? The thing that I'm most excited about for this channel is the community over here on Booktube. I can't wait to find new subscribers who are interested in my content, interested in the kind of books that I like to read, and who can not only find inspiration in the videos that I am making, but who can inspire me in return. One of my favourite things to do is to watch booktube content of other creators, and it's always been a dream of mine to be able to be that source of inspiration for other people. Question number 4 is, why do you love reading? Reading to me is an complete escape from real life. Books are a world where the underdog often wins, and that's the kind of stories that I love. They're the kind of films and TV shows that I love to watch, and it's the same thing in books. Books are a world I can be immersed in. I can put myself in the shoes of the main character. I can live their life. I also think books are just a way of how we learn about other cultures, other races, religions, everything. The fifth question is, what book or series got you into reading? As cliche as it might sound, it was actually the Harry Potter series that got me into reading. Of course, now we know that that series leaves a sour taste in our mouths, especially considering the problematic views of the author. I was of the age that these books were aimed for, so of course it was the natural thing that I was going to be thrust into this magical world. I was going to be of that generation that just loved Harry Potter, defined their whole personality around what house they were in, and that was my view and standpoint for so many years. Harry Potter is what got me into reading, what gave me a love for reading, what fueled my love and drive for finding stories where the underdog wins, the underdog is the main character. For that, I will always love this series, and for what it gave me into becoming an avid and compulsive reader. Question 6 is, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? For me, I think it's just differentiating my channel versus other booktube channels. There's so many video ideas that are probably going to overlap and correlate with other booktubers, which is just a natural thing. Even this video in itself, it is the newbie Booktube tag, which pretty much so many creators have already done. But I think along the way, personality, and there will be different video types, different book recommendations that will differentiate me from other creators. I think that will be the hardest thing though, is to show the world and all of you watching this video that my content will be different from the stuff that you're used to seeing. Question 7 is, when did you start reading? It's difficult to say when I actually started reading because, of course, when I was younger, there were all, you know, when I was learning to read as I was a baby, there were books that I was reading then. But I think for me, the defining moment was in the early 2000s when I started reading the Harry Potter books and just found a complete and utter love for reading, for being thrust into new worlds. And I think that was the moment that spurred me on to continue reading throughout the rest of my life. Question 9 is, where do you read? I read pretty much everywhere. The two most common places that I will read is in my little study area or in bed. But I'm also the person that makes sure that they have a book on them at all times in case the opportunity ever arises to pull out a book and start reading, even if I only get through a chapter here and there. One of the things I used to do before I started working full-time at home was I would have really long train rides to work every morning. So I would read on the train, but it wasn't exactly like many people read on the train. Because for me, I get really travel sick, so I could only actually read when the train was coming to a stop and just as it was taking off. Pretty much every other time I would have to stay looking out the window so I didn't start to feel ill. But surprisingly, on those long train journeys, even just having those few seconds of reading space, it actually helped me to get through quite a few books. So yeah, I am definitely that person that will always have a book on them whenever the opportunity arises. Question 9 is, what books do you like to read? At heart, I am a romance reader. I love the romance genre, but I will read anything. I do love all genres. I love jumping into fantasy worlds, into historical fiction, but at my core, when I want something really just nice, wholesome and easy to read, I will always, by default, go back to the romance genre. Having said that, my favourite book of all time is actually a sci-fi novel, which might surprise you to know. And just in case you're wondering what that book is, it's actually this, Rant by Chuck Palahniuk. Often, some of my favourite books are outside of the romance genre, purely because when I'm delving into other genres, I find so much joy in writers surprising me, and that's definitely what Palahniuk did with his book Rant. And finally, question 10 is, what does your book collection look like? I'll zoom in to my book collection in a second, but you can see just a little bit behind me that I actually have a rainbow book collection. For me, I love the visual aspect of the rainbow book system. I know many people don't like this and they really don't like series being split up just because the books are different colours, but visually I just find it so much more appealing looking at a rainbow book system every single day. It might change in the future because I used to organise my books by genre, but for now I'm really enjoying the rainbow system. And just for reference, here is my rainbow book system. One of my shelves is sort of a multicoloured shelf because some books don't necessarily fit a certain colour, and I have a white shelf here and a black shelf here. Also, the black shelf has sort of taken up the very bottom shelf just because I have many more books in that colour. So yeah. And that is all the questions for the Booktube Newbie Tag. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it and you got some more insight into who I am and the type of videos that I will be creating in the future. Please like this video, comment down below your thoughts on any of the questions that I answered, and make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Bye!